Welcome, friends of WeQuote, to this special edition Home Technology Association webinar in discussing selling smarter, quoting quicker, winning more, and it's live, so come and follow me. Friends of WeQuote, to this special edition HTA webinar, and guess what, it's live, so there may be some hiccups and some mistakes. So thank you for joining me today, this evening, wherever you are in the world, and some of our existing customers and hopefully some new customers. And in this webinar we're going to be going through the formula for better quoting. Why do we want better quoting? So just before we start talking about better quoting, I just want to show you one little thing that a very big company did, which is called McDonald's. And what they did was they revolutionized how you order your chicken nuggets. And what they did was why did they introduce these screens? Because they increased their sales by 20%. I'm out of breath because I just ran down those stairs in the beginning of that video, by the way. So they increased their sales. And what they did was they took the customer on a new type of buying experience. So what did they do? They got into the customer's mind, they analyzed it all. And by having an interactive menu, they have dynamic pricing. This is almost the same as WeQuote. We have live link pricing to suppliers. It's always up to date. We don't do promotions yet, but maybe coming. It's in real time, okay? So this is really important. And we're making it engaging. We want good software. We want it to be engaging. And also, which is my probably favorite bit, is when you're ordering off this menu system, you're not feeling rushed. You can browse at your leisure. You can have 4 nuggets. You can have 9 nuggets. You could even have 20 nuggets, but you ain't getting served by a nugget. Okay? And also you have total control of the price, which gives the customer the result that they want. So how the hell does McDonald's link up with WeQuote? Well, I'll tell you how. Every single sales journey of a sales gap with a bridging of a gap. The client's got you involved because they don't know how to deliver a smart home system, a home cinema, a pro audio video install. And you as a business have to show this bridging, okay? A blueprint, a journey, a map of how you want to get them into a paying customer. Now, these things that I've got up here, this is God level stuff. These are regulations, okay? So I'm not going to go through this stuff, making a good first impression. That you should be doing that. Creating connections, making it a personalized experience. Let your system sell themselves, empower the client to choose, and make it easy to say, yes, that's what we want to do. We want to get the money from their bank account to our bank account. But what McDonald's did, and what I did when I was building WeQuote, trying to get into the mindset of the customer and the result that they are expecting, and getting them into a position to buy off us. So we've got 6 steps to better quoting. And the first one is the result. Okay, so just bear with me for a second, because you're probably thinking, why have you got the result at the beginning? Surely the result is at the end. But your customer, when you go and meet them, they are expecting the result. They've got you in to give them the result, okay? So they want the result of a full AV system. They want the result of a high-end residential lighting control system. They may want a interactive whiteboard meeting room system. This is the result that they are expecting to have. Okay. So let's talk about the result, because let's say you are company A, okay, and you've got your competitor over here. And you want to get the customer to their result as fast as possible, all right? So your company is maybe spending all your time thinking about the delivery. Okay, so you're thinking about how this is going to connect to this part and all the little packages and stuff you're going to bundle together. And you put the proposal together, but you've not thought about the position. Okay, so let's say they've got all the products, and then surrounding this is the proposal. This is the position. We're getting the proposal is getting the client into a position. So you may have done a nice spreadsheet. You may have used some other piece of software that's just kicking out some kind of parts list, but you've spent less time on the position and more time on the delivery. But your competitor, company B, has spent all of their time on the position. They've been thinking about getting that customer into a position to buy, the least path of resistance to get this sale over the line. And they spent less time on the delivery of the product, okay? And then you're thinking, they could have just, why have I lost out to these guys? Because what they did is they got the customer to the result that they were expecting quicker than you did, okay? So let me just bring this in for 1 second before I move on. Prepared this a little bit earlier. So if I just grab a pen and we're looking at this result, and we got Mr. and Mrs. Customer stick map. You've got the delivery of the product, okay, and they're wanting the result. Now the customer has to look at the product to get the result, and we just want to get them as quick as we can to the result to get to this buying process, okay? So this is our number one better quoting tip. The result leads to giving them a better position for them to making a buying decision, okay? So let's move this out of the way. So is everyone with me on this bit? We want to get the customer into a position of buying. So this is super important. We want to get them. That's the very first thing we need to do. Number two that we need to work on. So is what I call a displayed understanding. So let's just think about what I'm saying here. A displayed understanding. What is that meaning? Now, sometimes you may have heard me talk about the terms a clearly defined proposal. Okay, so a clearly defined proposal is going to help the customer, again, get into that position, give the result they want. But a displayed understanding, because you could have spent all this time trying to put this proposal together and it's so clearly defined to you, but the customer, the display of information that they're giving them, they're not understanding it. I'll just give you a little bit of a scenario. Let's just say, you've had some work done at your house, okay? Now you're getting some work done and it may be, I don't know, a building contractor, whoever it is, okay? And you want some work doing, you've got something in your mind, you've already built up the result in your head of what you want. So the first contractor comes in and you're talking to him and then you're trying to tell him what you want, but you start to feel like, this guy's not understanding what I want. And then that starts to lead to a bit of frustration, and then the confidence is gone. You're thinking, I'm not going to give the job to him. The second guy comes in, and straight away he's like, yeah, I can do this, shows the pictures. Yeah, I understand what you want. I've done this before. Instantly, you start to get into a position where you are feeling confident that this person who's going to take a load of money off you you and him have a displayed understanding together. Okay? And what happens then is the trustometer starts to kick in. Okay? So you go from, you take that customer and you're thinking, this guy can deliver what I want. He can give me the result that I want. He's understanding me. He gets me. He understands what I want. He knows the system. I've explained it. And what we're doing is we're getting that customer to the result as fast as we can. Next one, please. Okay. Really, really important this. Super important. Simplify. Simplify what you're doing. Okay? Don't make it hard. Stop specifying your products. Why are you making a purchase order for them? Okay? Start simplifying the systems that you are selling to them. Okay? Think about that for a minute. Just think, does a customer know when you're selling them a Lutron system and it's $50,000 of hardware? Do they understand what they're getting? Okay? They don't. They have no idea what they're getting. So you sent them over a proposal that says Lutron system, a big long kit list, and it says LQSE-4 zone-16A-210, 110 volt, whatever, $10,000. Makes no sense to a customer at all. You are specifying parts, and what you are doing is, again, you're increasing the distance for them making the decision to buying and not giving them the result that they want. All the time, if you're complicating things, this distance between the delivery and the result is just getting further and further and further away. So, I'm going to do like a little bit of an example. Look, give them options, give them the choice. Okay, lay it out, give it to them as like a infographic. What's going to make more sense to the customer if we start saying to them, let's grab my little board out again. So can you see this? Okay. Yeah, we're all good. So we can say, we want to give them, here's our Lutron system. We're saying you've got so many keypads with a number. You've got so many dimmable lighting circuits with a number. You've got so many Lutron panels with a number, a description with a price. Okay. So we're simplifying that complicated lighting control system for a high-end residential property. Instead of confusing the customer and specifying parts and making it easy for the customer to give your proposal to your competitor, and all he's going to do is reduce the price, because guess what? The customer just wants a cheaper price. He's getting to the result again. He just wants that lighting control system. So just before I leave that section, one thing is just don't keep adding more and more and more and more stuff. All right, just don't do it to yourself. Don't create a rod for your own back, please. Okay, it's you're going to make confusion for the customer. Okay, always going to keep pushing that journey further and further. So, next slide, please. Can you put the aircon on? Right. So, number 4, really, really importantly, the journey. Okay. We've got the journey. So we're trying to say to the customer, I can deliver this project. I can give you what you want. So you've said you can do it. You've built up this. You simplified the system. But this guy's going to pay you, or she's going to pay you $10,000, $50,000, $500,000, maybe over $1 million in AV, and you're going to take a big deposit off them. And they want to know, can this AV company deliver? Okay, I don't want to give them their money and then they're going to disappear at the face of the earth, or I've got a tail light warranty and I've got a system that doesn't work, which does happen. How many jobs have you gone into and it's a rescue and repair and you've took over it? So inside that proposal process, you need to be showing them, what jobs you've done in the past. Simple things. You know, the bridge. Okay, here's your contact. This is your contact. These are going to be your project manager. Here's your salesperson. These are the jobs that we've done before. We're displaying a pathway, a bridge of how we're going to deliver your project. Okay, so it's not just that client journey, it's the project. You're going to give them the results once they made their mind up. So, you know, simple things, the design, the project management, the roughing, first fix, the install, the second fixing, the programming, the commissioning, and the servicing. Okay, so by displaying a blueprint of how you're going to deliver this project is again trustometers going up and up and up. You want to get down. This is all getting them into this position of buying from you. And it goes back to that number one at the beginning. If you spend all your time on the delivery of the product, on less time on the positioning, okay, you're going to fail. And the other company is going to beat you because they had a better position for the client to make the buying decision, which gives them the result. Number 5. Okay. How are we doing for time, by the way? Yeah, we're all good on time. So, simple proposal layout. Simple proposal layouts. Okay. Don't send your customer, okay, a 65-page document, a 100-page document to your customer. Okay. So if the customer gets your proposal and it gets it through PDF or web link, however you're going to get it, and they look at it and they go, what is this? What have they sent over to me? And again, it relates back to you understand it, but do they understand it? Okay, so we've got to follow all those first 4 points to get to this simple proposal layout, because confused minds never buy. How many times have you bought something, you go on Amazon and say, I don't know what this is, I'm going to buy it. I'm confused, I'm going to buy this. Say, this is brilliant, I'm really confused, I'm going to buy it. Okay? we just don't buy when we're confused. So if we take them on a nice little pathway, on a little journey, and we've got a simple layout, then we're getting them in the position to buy. And this is what one thing with the data tells us, okay? Customers who receive a web link, they spend 60 seconds is the average view time when they first view that proposal, okay? So if you've got all the previous points before, the 4 points before this, right? If you've done all those correctly and you've got the layout properly, the customer is going to scroll to the end of the quote, and then they're going to get to the price, and they're going to go, yeah, this is the result that I wanted, okay? He or she's not going to take your quote, go, oh my God, how much is this? Bang, I'm going to send it to someone else. Or it's so confusing, I don't know what it is, I'm going to send it to somebody else because this guy, we're not on the same pathway. I'm not understanding what he's telling me. It's too technical. And again, back to my little stick man, you are pushing the decision further and further away. So, the next one we want to look at is pricing. Okay, it's so important, the pricing. Premium customers charge premium pricing. Okay, I don't want you to discount yourself. You've spent decades, years, tens of thousands of hours mastering your craft. Okay, you've become an AV Jedi master. All right, you're really, really good at your job. And what I don't want you to do is discount yourself. Okay, I do not want you to do that. We don't want to mention the D word. We definitely do not want to do a discount at the beginning of that first quote. You're just setting yourself off on the back foot. Why on earth would you then say, here's this job, $100,000, I'll give you a 10% discount straight away? Professional premium companies charge premium prices. All right, so we don't mention the D word. So moving on from discounts, I don't like discounts. Never used to do a discount. It'd be very difficult to get a discount on me. So we want to look at, and I'm not teaching anybody to suck eggs here or teaching them how to run their business, but it's just one thing I just want to point out on the pricing side of things, because you should always look at your burn rates. And I'm not going to go through the burn rate, but just go into ChatGPT and say, work out my burn rate. How do I calculate my burn rate for an AV company? What should be my margin on this? What we do want to look at is the gross profit per hour. Okay. So we're taking this blended margin from all your systems and all your labor. Now, if you've priced the job properly, you will have done Lutron system, AV, networking, Wi-Fi, security, access control, and you would have put your labor. Actually, we've not spelled it the American way here. It's spelt wrong. Okay. And we've also got pounds, we've got sterling. So just imagine this is in dollars. So what we're doing then is we're saying, I want to take the sell price and the cost price of my labor, and I'm going to then divide this up then. So you're working out what is the profit per hour for each individual system. And then that's a combined blended margin, which gives you the total at the end of your job. And you will then need to work out, is your hourly profit enough? Okay, so just to take away from this, I would highly advise you to go away, work out your burn rate, and work out your gross profit per hour globally as a quote, and then split it down by each individual system. Just have a look at it, and just have a look at previous jobs that you've done. All right. And just to round things up on this, these are figures that we've got from AI, this is ChatGPT. So this, and also a bit of WeQuote data, and we're looking at different sizes of AV companies and what they are charging as different size businesses. So these would be the gross profit per hours that these guys are going to need to charge to basically stay afloat. Because if we don't get the premium pricing correct, there's no point doing all the other stuff, the other 5 points. Okay, we may as well pack up our tools and go home, because there's no point going to work if you're not making profits. Okay, and it's very, very easily for a job to go belly up. Okay, I know, I've done it, I've been there, I've seen it through. I've lost money on jobs where they've gone belly up. Okay, so now we take those 6 points, the result, the displayed understanding, the simplifying, the journey, the proposal layout, and the pricing, and we merge all these 6 main points, and we then show our customer a UEP, a unique experience proposal. This is the foundation that I built WeQuote on. This is what I wanted when I was running my business, LCR Integrated Systems, when I decided to build the WeQuote platform for myself. In the early days, it didn't even have a name. It was just a tool that I had that I could give my customers a unique experience proposal. I didn't want a standard PDF. I didn't want a spreadsheet. I didn't want to use other people's software. I didn't want to use it because my quote looked the same as every other quote. Just the parts list. I wanted the customer to understand what I offer as a service to them. So it's this branded selling experience, and we're not just selling products, okay? So stop selling products and start selling an experience to your customers, because if you give them an experience, they will get into a position, okay? Once they're in this position, they're in the mindset of going to buying from you, all right? Because you've then made it all simple. Everything's, they clearly understand everything. You give them the journey. They're at a price that they're happy with, okay? You've given them the result that they want, and they haven't sent your quote down the road to somebody else, and they know exactly what they're going to get. And then we've got this perfect balance then between what you're delivering and what the result they're expecting. Okay. And this is what the whole foundation of what WeQuote is about. My team is going to help you, if you're interested in it, in giving you a UEP. Okay. It's not a UAP, which is an unidentified anomalous phenomena, which used to be a UFO. So we're not doing UFOs, we're doing UEPs. And the question is, where's yours? Okay. Where's your UEP to your customers? How are you delivering the result to your customers? Okay. So let me just show you my pre-prepared little WeQuote interactive menu over here. Da, da, da. Can we see it? All good? Happy days. Okay. So, are we looking good? Everyone looking good? Everyone following so far? Right. So, here we go. So this is, wait. Okay. So this is a UEP. This is a unique experience proposal that I used to do for my customers. And we want the wow factor to go in straight away. You know, we're selling a Ferrari. We're not selling a Land Rover 4x4. It's the customers asked for the nice Ferrari, so we're showing them what they want. Okay. By the way, LCR Integrated Systems, it wasn't left, center, right. It was actually my initials, Lee Cameron Rose. So it was. I feel like I was born for this industry with initials like LCR. So straight away, the customer gets this proposal, and we're taking them through. Straight away, we're getting them to the results that we want. Okay, so we built WeQuote originally for myself, yeah? And this is the result that I wanted to give my customers. So I'm talking about the brands that I want to sell here, you know, and just think about what we did with McDonald's. They increased their sales by 20%. They increased their sales by 20% by giving the customer choice, and they slowed it down. They weren't rushed. And those McDonald's customers were getting the result that they wanted, because you know what McDonald's did? They got them into the position into buying. Okay. So here we're talking about the case studies. Again, you know, trust. You build up the trust. You can say you can deliver this project. We're talking about the summary, and here's a displayed understanding that you took that information from the customer when you met them, and you give it a project summary. What are they going to do? Oh, and straight away it's like, oh, there's the drawings for my house. Okay. So there's the drawings for my house. This is, you know, still, that's my house. This guy knows exactly. He's not just, he's spent time. He's looked at the drawings for my property. He's actually built it into the proposal. Then we can start to, even if you want to, we can start to lay out a floor plan, maybe marking up exactly what they're going to get. Okay. You can do things like this. And then we can get into product counters. And again, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to simplify. We're trying to simplify everything. We want them to feel like this is a nice buying experience, and we're starting to get them into a position to purchase from you. That's all this is about. Because see this video, this is the result that they want for their house. That's what I want. I don't want a parts list. This can be built within minutes, okay? We can build things like this within minutes, but you've got to put the foundations in first, okay? Think of it like building a website. Once it's built, once we help you build these UEPs, then your sales team and your staff, or maybe you work by yourself, they can add their parts in, and it's going to deliver the result and get that client into the position. And this is why I keep going on about these positions for the client. So here we're talking about a Lutron system. Again, do I really need to go through all of the parts to the customer? We're saying, look, this is the detail that goes into building something. These are the number of keypads, what different types of keypads we're going to do, how many phase dimmers, how many Lutron panels we're going to select. And then here we can talk about maybe the keypads. Okay. So we're giving them choice. All right. So we're looking at the keypads. They can zoom in, move around on the proposals. You're giving them this experience. Okay. You want to give them an experience about buying from you. Okay. So the result, we want to get to that result. Why did that other company win the job over you? Okay. Because you spent all that time on delivering the product. And they spent their time on getting the client into a position of buying. And that's what this is here. This is what this option does. It's getting them into a position, because we can start off with the base price. So we can say, for this project, we're just going to have Picos. Because don't forget that mindset. What I was talking about was they have 60 seconds and we can see it. What, even yourself, if you get a quote from someone, they're doing some work at the house, the first thing that you do is scroll to the bottom and then see the price and make a decision if you're going to buy it or not. Because you've already had that conversation with that contractor at your house and discussed about what you were going to do. So if we've used the Pico switch, that is the most cost-effective solution in this result. So it's got to the price, he's happy with it, then they can come back to it and then they can go through the journey. Okay. So then they can select it, choose a lease, and then they can upscale. Okay. So you can zoom in and out. Right. Okay. So maybe they want to choose their keypad finish. And you say, okay, I'll have brass, white, black, whatever type of finish you want to do. All right. So see that? So I'll zoom that up a little bit. So we can choose the keypads and there you go. All right. So you got that. Everyone's happy with that. You with me? Is everyone with me on understanding the 6 points of how this was built? Okay. It's so important that we get the customer to the result that they want as fast as possible. So just the one last thing just before I wrap up on this stuff, you know, these options, you think of like McDonald's again, you know, it's like, are you interested? When you've got your ordering on your menu, on your menu, you may have just got, you've chosen, so just zoom in, okay? So let's just say you've selected your chicken nuggets. And then you've only got the price of chicken nuggets. But then it's displaying you extra things like, hey, would you like to add this touch screen to your order? How much is that? Okay, let's add it in there. So yes, I would like to add touch screens to my order. Okay, well, what rooms do you want them in? I don't know what rooms the customer wants them in. We discussed it, but maybe they might have been, well, how much is this? How much is that? You know, we don't need to waste, you don't want the customer wasting your time. You haven't got time. Some people say to me, they go, Lee, I want to be able to do a quote in front of the customer. I say, mate, that is commercial suicide. You should never, ever do a quotation in front of the customer. Maybe pre-qualify them, but never get to the end price with the customer, because what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a rushed scenario. Okay, so people want time to make these decisions and work out, and they'll feel like, you know, they just want to do that in their own time, walk themselves through it. So we can say, okay, well, I want a keypad in the kitchen, it adds it in. Okay, so we can zoom in here, we can see it's choosing what I want. And then we go down to again. You can say, well, would you like to add the Halo remote? And again, we can embed videos, and this all comes down to this unique experience proposal. Okay, so and we keep going through. You can also change, you can actually change the sizes of them. So always start off with the base price. Okay, so think about when you you know, if you're ordering a car. Most decent car manufacturers now have a configurator tool for you to order from. But on the advert, they show you the top of the range Golf R, for example. They're all singing, all dancing Golf. But when you go to their website and configure it, they start off with the base. The base wheels, the base engine, start off with the base. Because the price is the result that they want straight away. Okay, if you start off with the highest amount, it's going to may potentially put them off straight away. You know, and you want to win the job. Okay. So you can see I'm taking them on the journey. I'm giving this client the experience to buy into the platform. So next bit, move this on from here. Move that out of the way. That McDonald's menu there now. Right, okay. So any questions? Have we got questions from anybody on the webinar? Is there anyone who wants to speak to me or we can talk about?
If you had Canadian pricing?
We do have Canadian pricing. So, okay, so we work very, very hard to link up with all manufacturers, distributors and vendors. So the platform can be in any currency that you want. You can upload your own catalogs. So in Canada, we do have a few distributors on. We've got like ADI Global. And what we do is we concentrate on something called a live link. Okay. What is a live link, you're saying? So WeQuote as a business, we do not charge manufacturers or distributors to come onto our platform. We let them fill their boots, put as many catalogs on in as many currencies as they want, because our job as a business is to provide a live link to their back-end system to give our customers the best experience in quoting products to their customers. Because just like the McDonald's menu, we want dynamic pricing, we want it up to date all the time. And you don't want to be starting on the back foot where you've got the wrong pricing, okay? Another question? Yes, we do invoicing. We also do what I call the big American deposit. Elaine, actually, we might want to just bring up, just while we've got this, we're going to go off piste a little bit here now, so 1 second, this is not planned. Natalie, just bring up the iPad presentation onto here, which I used for Infocom, and I'm just going to talk about the invoicing. It's the iPad presentation, it's called. Yeah, that one there. That's it. That's that, yeah, just that one. Load that up. Put that into presentation mode, if you don't mind, please. So I'll just go through the invoicing. If you don't mind, put that on, and then just go through to accounting. Just skip through. Skip through. Yeah, there you go. Right, okay. So yes, we do invoicing. We link to QuickBooks, and we also do QuickBooks Desktop, which is a horrible integration. It took us a long time to do. And we also do QuickBooks Online, so QBO. And I know that they are probably the two, that's the main software platform for invoicing in the US and the Canadian market. We also do integrate with Xero, Zoho, there's a few other like accounting others I'm missing off, Sage and stuff, Zapier, yeah. So we can invoice to most accounting software platforms. But what we do for the North American market is we completely catered for you guys, where you can take a deposit, register it as a liability against the company. It will sit there and WeQuote as a deposited invoice against the client. And then you can call off the invoicing at a later date. Okay, so this was something that was requested by our US customers. We've built this now. We delivered it for our customers. But what we're sort of showing in here is you've got two different pathways at how you can actually build an invoice. So you can create an invoice on WeQuote or a deposit. Okay, so you can put the deposit on or the invoice. You can also push it through as an estimate. And again, look, the way I'm displaying this, what is it? It's a pathway, a journey of how we're going to get to A to B. Okay. And this is what we're always, this whole platform is built about a bridgeway, a journey of getting you from where you need to get to. Everything we do is thinking about how you're using our software. The UX, UI, and the experience and the result is so important to me that, you know, we've got to get it right. And this is what we've done for the accounting side of things. So we think we've covered everything on that.
You can do that.
Well, for the US, it's not available. It's not available for the UK at the moment. It's only on the US servers. It will be available for the UK very, very soon. Just bear with us, because the American server and the UK servers are separate. Okay. But it is coming for the UK. All right. So just hang on. It is coming for the UK, but for the US, they have it.
How do they learn more?
Okay. So you can, a couple of things. There's two things that you can do. We do tailored onboarding packages. You can book in one-to-one demos with my team. I'm actually probably the worst person to speak to now. There's way better people in my team than me. I'm the weakest link now. So I surround myself with only the best team, so we can deliver the result that you want. But if you want to book in one-to-one training, there's a team there. You can just go in the calendar app. You want to help, they want someone to help you build your first proposal, or maybe just refresh your account, book in. Maybe you want to book in to have a UEP. You want to get that unique experience proposal from my design team, and you want to enhance that buying experience for your customers. The other thing is, which we're about to release on the platform, so this will be built into WeQuote. It's actually developed this. We're just building all the videos in the background at the moment. There's a whole video library that's just sat there at the moment, just hidden away, where you can then look at videos. There'll be like better quoting videos, like how to price Lutron, how to price AV, how to price Crestron, how to price Control 4, best scenarios for meeting rooms. There'll be loads and loads and loads of videos that I've done and the team's done, and that will just be built into WeQuote very, very soon. It will be available for September, basically. So we've got a big launch in September, which is going to be our new inventory management and procurement. So this is two really big software releases that we're doing, which I'm very excited about, actually. So that will be in Denver in the 1st of September.
Someone new came in and said, what visibility does the system provide after a quote is sent?
What's that? Say it again. So what
Does the system provide after a quote is sent?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So good question, that, actually. So if you send the quote out as a web quote, like a link, okay, we are tracking that link. All right. So you want to see, when that quote's been opened, you're going to get a message or an email that will come through to you to say, hey, Mr. Customer is now viewing your proposal. You just had a message. And what I used to do is ring them up, say to me, hey, John, how are you doing? You're just like, oh, I'm just looking at your quote. What a coincidence that is. Okay. So yes, you will get an alert. You'll get a message of when someone is viewing the quote. We can't tell you exactly who that person is. Obviously, it's just on the internet. But you also do get how long they've been viewing it for and how long they've been viewing a certain section for. So it's we do have that information. And also, because it's a web quote, you can have the dynamic pricing. So if you send a quote out to a customer and a vendor or a manufacturer has a price update, that quote then can go basically into revision. So you can do this manually, you can do it automatically. It's going to flag up with a little exclamation mark saying, hey, this quote's now out of date. It will go through onto the web link to the customer saying it's out of date. Okay. So it's expired. So that's another good thing about having a web quote. So we do have an app but it's not for WeQuote. So our app, so if I just sort of like explain this, WeQuote is desktop based, okay? We're desktop based. Most AV quoting is going to be done on a computer because you can't do a complicated quote on a phone, okay? But we do have an application called Snag where you can see the projects, you can see the quotes in there, you can see the hours spent on there. So this is more like a high level information of like what's going on with your project. So we can clock in the time, you can clock in the travel, you can capture, track the project progress, you can raise and resolve follow-ups. So if your technicians go to site and there's a problem with the tasks that they've done, maybe, I don't know, it could be they've forgotten the bracket. You know, they left it in the stores, they didn't put it in the van. Maybe the customer doesn't want the TV in that room anymore. Maybe the customer wants to move from one side of the wall to the other side of the wall, one side of the room to the other side of the room. You can raise a follow-up and you can resolve follow-up tasks. Okay. So we also, on the app, we have an offline mode. So no signal, no problem. Okay. Nobody else, not that I know of, who have these apps that they all require a connection. Okay. Okay. So this is what we call the work hub. Okay. So this is all part of WeQuote, a separate little module. This is like our work hub section. So yes, we can deliver in spades with the quoting. That is absolutely no problem at all doing quoting. I personally think we are the best. Okay. We're just better. You're believing in better quoting. That's my goal, is to deliver the best quoting experience for you and your customer. But what hangs off the back of that is I've then built the work hub. Okay, so I want to take that same great experience we did. I want to apply this to your technicians, your engineers, your workforce. And again, we want to start off with a diagram, a flow. If you just click on that flow bit there, go to my, yeah, okay. I don't know if you can see this, but everything starts off with a journey. Everything I do in my mind and in every business when I run my business was when I was running service works, I just clicked on the calendar, well, it says, you know, I'm creating, what am I doing? Am I having an event? So what's an event? An event is something that can't be tracked against a project or a customer. It's just the cost of the business. Am I booking a project job? This is something from an accepted quote. Or am I booking a service job where this might be phone calls come in? Oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay, yeah, you've got our number from such and such. Okay, I'll book you in now. It's $150 call out fee. Yeah, I'll send you the invoice over. No problem. I'll book you in. He'll be there tomorrow. Bradley will be there tomorrow. No problem. Oh, and then the other one, which sends shivers down my spine, is time off. we don't like staff having time off. The fifth one is retirement, but that's we're not doing that. But all of this starts off with a flow, and we start to divide everything up into what I call task phases. So for every single AV business that then takes their quote from accepted and moves it into a project, okay, we want to start to divide it up. We need to work out, we need to measure what's going on. Because if you can't see it, you can't improve it. And if you can't measure it, you've got a problem, all right? So if you know how many hours you've designed or you've accounted for hours for design and how long they spent on it, same for the roughing, same for the install, the commissioning, you know, you've got a jug of water. These water is the jug of hours against that job. That's what you've priced. It's fixed. You can't have any more. That's what you've given the price to the customer. That's why I was saying premium pricing. You don't want a discount. You're starting off on the back foot. Because when you do get through to the project, your project management, and then you start to work out all the tasks, scheduling all the engineers, and you're thinking, holy crap, I've not got enough water in the jug to finish off all these tasks. When you start pouring out all the labor water into each little cup of the tasks, you ain't got enough. And this is why I always never used to do a discount. It's so important because it affects you later down the line. So yeah, we spent a long time on this. That's the work hub. I think there's some separate demos on that, but if you do want to have a look at that, you can book a demo and we can go through the whole process with you. Any other questions? Yeah, okay. So we don't charge on users on the WeQuote platform, okay? So that's WeQuote itself. It's the work hub itself. You can have as many users as you want. Unlimited users on WeQuote. That's right, unlimited. Have as many as you want. You can have 1, 100, 200. It doesn't matter. I've got customers with over 160 users, very, very big companies using WeQuote. But when it comes to the engineers, we do charge by the technician, okay? So the engineer, the technician. So that's only the guys in the van, okay? I just want to be clear about this. So, you know, I don't like charging on users. When it came to the technician side, we had to charge on users. I do not like charging users at all. So for the guys in the van who are doing the AV install, we charge per user, and it's rolling monthly, so they can, you know, we can. And it's also, as well, it's just a pool of users. Okay, so it's not specific, just that one email, that sign up. If you buy, you have a number of rolling, what we call the snag users, and we charge for those. But on WeQuote, it's completely unlimited. So you can still have the snag app if you're the business owner. We're not charging you. If they're project managers or designers and stuff like that, we're not charging for them. Okay, so I just want to be very, very clear on that. Not every single user on the Snag app is being charged, but we are unlimited users on WeQuote and the Work Hub. It's just the technicians that we're charging for, okay? Because they're adding, clocking the time, they're doing loads of pictures, videos, all that kind of stuff. They're using quite a lot of data, okay? You're investing in us to make this software better, and I'm investing the membership into an even better team. But one thing which is as standard at WeQuote is exceptional support, like what you do for your customers. Exceptional technical support, exceptional help at the end of WhatsApp, the end of your phone, on the end of an email, on live chat. This is people that understand what you're going through. This is people that are experts on WeQuote. They're experts in proposal building. They're experts in managing AV teams, okay? Yeah. So, talking about the team, just want to pull in everyone who's on here. We go from the questions. So in the beginning, it's a little bit of a backstory. It was just me and Robert. I had my AV business, and that's what it was. So 2 years ago, it was just me and Robert. And then Jenny came to work for us, and then we very, very quickly started to grow our team. And this is the WeQuote team, okay? So it's not a faceless business, software business. I don't class myself as a software company. WeQuote is, to me, a club. It's a membership. You don't pay a subscription, you pay a membership, okay? Because when you pay a subscription, if you're buying a TV subscription, you're just getting a TV subscription and that's it. It's just you just get a service, you know, you just buy into a boxing match. It's just a paid subscription, pay-per-view. That's it. You're paying your membership to us to have access to all of these people who are going to help you at the drop of a hat. 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, Saturday night, Sunday morning, you can go on live chat with nearly 24 hours a day open, 7 days a week. Nearly, all right? We're probably closed for about 5 hours throughout the day, 6 hours, all right? So from UK time, we're open from like 7 till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, whether that is in the US time, I'm not too sure. So if you're worried about us because we're in the UK, don't worry, we're open till late. And this is what I call a winning team. Okay, we're here to help. We're here to provide amazing service as standard, just like what you're trying to do for your customer. And I took that same model that I was doing with LCR and then bringing it into WeQuote, because a lot of people forget how to put their arm around the customer and make them feel loved. And that's what we do. We want our customers to feel loved, listened to. We're building this platform for you. I'm building it for them. You know, this is what it's about. I'm not an installer anymore. I don't do it. Not on the tools. Now, my passion now is WeQuote, the Work Hub, the Engineers app, and I want to get to the place of AV utopia, okay? We want to get there, and that's where we're trying to get to. It's La Puta, La Castle in the Sky, the mythical place that no one else has been able to get to, but we're on our journey to get to this place, okay? Providing cost-effective software platform, okay? The pricing that's flexible and fair, providing unbelievable service as standard. This is the WeQuote, you know, this is our rules. This is what the WeQuote's all about. This is why I started this, to be different to the others. And then also the foundations of what this webinar was about, okay? Those 6 steps of getting to better quoting. So if you want a free trial with no credit card details, and my team will give you a demo, they'll listen to you, will understand, they understand your problems, they understand your brand, how you run your business, and then to display to you the results that you want to give to your customers, okay? So if you want to change your quoting process forever and get into the future with digital menus, and these things are only going to get better and better, because that's where I see WeQuote's going. We're going to improve the quoting process. We want to take this client on an unbelievable journey about the experience that you're going to give them, because you're going to give them the result that they want for their smart home, okay? So my name's Lee Roach, the founder of WeQuote, and if you want a free trial, please reach out to us. And I want to say thank you to all my team who have given up their time tonight to stay here and they've set all of this stuff up. So thank you very much, team. It's not been easy, let me tell you, to go live. It's been a little bit stressful. Thanks for the questions, everybody. Thank you again to our existing customers. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we can speak to you very, very soon. And over and out. Thank you very much, friends of WeQuote.